It's time for Don't Come Here, Stories of the Treasure Coast, where we talk about beautiful beaches, stunning sunrises, and unforgettable experiences. So, if you don't like that sort of thing, definitely don't come here. Now, here's your host, Joshua Flores.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Don't Come Here, Stories of the Treasure Coast. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the agriculture and agritourism that we have here in the Treasure Coast. A lot of times when you go to the Treasure Coast, you think about the beaches and the waterways and all of the cool, fun things that you can do on the water and things that you can do with the wildlife, but you don't really think about, and a lot of times it gets overlooked, how much we have in the heartland of the Treasure Coast when it comes to wonderful natural farms, wonderful farm-to-table foods, beautiful wines, the rich history of citrus that we have here in Florida and the Treasure Coast. And today we want to go ahead and bring light to that and show you that even if you are interested in checking out farmland or having a wonderful meal or, checking out just where the most fresh grapes come for wines or the most fresh foods come from the local farms, you can check that out and you can do those kind of things and have those experiences here in the Treasure Coast as well. My first guest today is the son of owner of Summer Crush Winery and Vineyard. Please welcome Alan Cooley. You've been with Summer Crush
since inception.
Since you guys have been open for
it'll be 10 years this year.
10 years this year.
Fun.
That's amazing. And now Summer Crush specializes in muscadine wine and
a couple tropical fruit wines as well.
Absolutely. And most of your wines are going to fall on the sweet, the semi-sweet.
We're all in the sweet category. So for people that may not have had muscadine wine before, if you've ever had a Moscato, a sweet Moscato, then all of ours are going to fall within that spectrum, but many different flavors within that sweetness spectrum.
Right. And you guys have many of your own labeled wines. Absolutely. And stuff like that.
About 13 or so that we produce now.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And the flavors just run the gambit of the tropical fruit flavors and stuff like that. Some of the ones that caught my eye when I was looking at the website and checking everything out were the Marlin Monroe, the Mango Tiki, and the Rated R.
Yeah, like a pirate, not
like a
movie. That's right.
Yes. That's why you got to accentuate the R.
The R.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So being here in Florida, what made you guys really decide to have a vineyard here in the state of Florida?
I always love that question because we, as a family, the property that we're on is about 37 acres, and it was purchased by my stepfather, Gary Roberts, in 99, and it was a citrus plot, and he pulled out all the citrus piece by piece for our landscaping company, Gary Roberts Nursery and Landscape, which we still are as well.
Oh, wow.
But the economy doing what it did in 2006, 2007, forced us to look outside of just the landscaping industry for longevity of the business and the future families, hopefully, to live off the family business. And a couple friends of the family suggested that Gary start a winery, and he said no.
Hard no.
Yeah, hard no. We're in Fort Pierce, Florida. We can't do that.
Right.
And one of the friends said, why not? And then fast forward, long story short, it was probably 4 to 6 years of solid business planning, 2 solid years of construction, and we opened our doors in 2012.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool story. Very cool that it's been a family project, and you guys run it together, and everybody is involved, and you have really opened a place that is very local friendly and very tourist friendly as well.
Absolutely.
Anybody that's here visiting in the Treasure Coast is, guys have all kinds of special events and stuff like that you have regularly at Summer Crush.
Weekly live music events on Saturdays and Sundays, and then in season, which is our January through April, we're basically hosting live music 5 days a week.
Wow.
Roughly. So we give a little window of time that you can take a reprieve from your life, come out and enjoy some wine and have some food and enjoy your family. And our festival area sits inside the vineyard. So when you come to the property, you pull into a farm and then you walk deeper into the vineyard for the festival area, which is where we have all the events. So it's pretty neat for people to have a little getaway.
That's really cool. So you really get that feel of the vineyard as you're walking to the festival area.
Absolutely. You're driving right past the 10 acres of grapes that we have planted.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And right along with that same feeling, you guys have the 37 acres of all of the farmland and what all the vineyards are. My next guest is the owner, founder, and CEO of Kai Kai Farm. He and his wife have a 40-acre farm out there here in the Treasure Coast as well, where they do agritourism. You can come out, check out their fresh foods and fruits and vegetables and everything that they have to offer there for you, and you get to see the fresh farm to table everything. Please welcome Carl Frost here. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, out there at Kai Kai Farm, you guys, like I was saying, you guys do a lot of events out there as well with the farm to table foods. You have special chefs that come out, a lot of stuff that, to bring people out to be able to really experience the agriculture that we have here in the Treasure Coast.
Yeah, so we've been hosting farm to table dinners for 9 years. Best of my knowledge, I think we're the oldest or the first farm to table event site in the Treasure Coast. We source our chefs from our customer base of restaurants, and we've expanded recently. In the last couple years, we have added demonstration dinners, which are really like cooking classes. They started out as real cooking classes, hands-on, and when COVID arrived,
Of course.
we had to modify them into basically what we call a demonstration dinner, where our guests, numbering about 60, sit in an audience, and we have a videographer who uses equipment to do close-up shots of everything that the chef does up on the stage, so that all the audience members can see, right there, hands-on, exactly what the chef is doing. Because when you have that many people, it's kind of hard to get a good view, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, we wanted to have everyone separated because of COVID. So now it's turned into really a very popular thing. And we're going to be posting these in the near future on YouTube, so that'll be great for the chefs.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's a great way to bring attention to Kai Kai Farm and to the chefs that you have come in for the demonstration meals. That's really cool. And you guys also do offer a wedding venue and different special private local events as a venue for people to rent out and be able to have their special occasions out there at Kai Kai Farm as well.
We have a unique facility because we do have quite a bit of space, and it's designed to be flexible. For example, next year we're really happy and excited to be hosting a birthday party that's going to feature elephants, tigers, a roller coaster.
Wow!
A whole menagerie
Right.
of creatures just for a 7-year-old birthday party.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing.
So we're really looking forward to that one. But we've had all sorts of wedding events. Ethnic style weddings are a lot of fun because they involve props and different kinds of entertainment. So we do, for instance, special garden club events where we give them a tour, and then they have a lunch of Kai Kai produce. We do many weddings, of course, and then our original product is the farm to table dinner, which is about 140 guests.
Oh wow!
And it's a very high end wine pairing, plated dinner with the chef customers that we sell our produce to in the Treasure Coast and Palm Beach County.
Amazing. That's awesome. So I mean, there really is. It goes to show that there really is a lot that you can do. I mean, just going and checking out the farm and having a full day experience out there at the farm, you can really, make a day of it and have a wonderful time. Another thing that you can do here in the Treasure Coast is you can check out the wonderful history that we have of the citrus in the Treasure Coast.
Yes.
You see the wonderful spread that we have here in front of us today. That is all thanks to my next guest, Heather Stapleton. You are the executive director of the Heritage Center and the Indian River Citrus Museum.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. This just looks amazing.
And doesn't it smell amazing?
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can see it in camera, and those of you that are listening along, this is a beautiful, like, it's a moist cake, and just, but the smell, the scent of it is just amazing.
And that's all thanks to, the local product, the Indian River citrus. A lot of people might see this and think that it's not ripe.
Right.
But in Florida, when our evenings, especially this time of year, don't cool down much, there is a concentration of chlorophyll in the skin that is not indicative of a ripeness level at all. It's just there when our evenings aren't cool. So in the winter, you might see a little bit more like this, but right now, particular when our evenings aren't cooling off, you start to get that greener skin.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people would erroneously assume, oh, this isn't ripe.
Right.
But very ripe, and Indian River citrus is known for being 25% juicier than California,
Oh, wow.
Texas, Arizona, because we get massive amounts of rain in Florida, which is great for citrus, and we have ideal temperatures. But most people are surprised to learn that citrus is not even supposed to be here.
Really?
Citrus was brought by the Spanish explorers. They understood that eating citrus on ships prevented scurvy. They didn't know why. Who cares why? They just knew that it worked.
Right.
Right. It worked. So in addition to bringing sour oranges with them, probably the Seville variety, they also were required by law to bring seeds, and that they would just kind of sprinkle around on their exploration, because when it was time to go home to Spain, they needed
would take fresh fruit to go back with them.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
But it just happens to do so well here, and the name Indian River is federally protected. So just like true champagne comes from a region in France, to be considered Indian River citrus has to have come from our region of Florida.
That's such an amazing thing that we have here in the Treasure Coast that I didn't know about.
Right.
Most people wouldn't know.
So just as fancy as champagne is Indian River citrus.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of just as fancy as champagne,
Yeah.
we happen to have some mimosas over here.
We
I see
do.
that you happen to bring and make for us.
Of course. So we have both a mimosa and what we like to call a pamplemousse. So if somebody would prefer
pamplemousse.
grapefruit with their bubbly.
So now we have the mimosa and the pamplemousse.
Yes. And both of these are made with end of season but fresh juice from Shack Groves, just one of our local growers in the Indian River District. They're third generation growers, and they're very supportive of the Indian River Citrus Museum. So when we can be supportive of them, we like to do that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheers.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
Cheers.
A nice little breakfast here on Don't Come Here.
Don't come here. It's terrible.
So, and then tell us a little bit about the cake that you brought in for us.
Yeah. So, the interesting thing, a lot of people might have used citrus in baking, like the fruit itself, but I really like our zest as well. And you just, when you do this with your zester, and then smell that, Josh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what's interesting is because this is so fragrant, that's what gives the cake a lot of what we're smelling right now is actually the zest. So
That's baked into it?
It's baked into it. It's sprinkled on top, and there's also fresh juice in the cake itself. So
wow.
Try some and see what you think.
That is amazing.
Delicious.
That, it's so moist and such a wonderful texture and flavor to it, and it's all from local.
Yes.
All from local sourced.
All locally sourced citrus.
It tastes
Pardon
okay
me.
to eat for breakfast.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
So it's our breakfast this morning, and it's all thanks to Shack Groves. We like to feature their produce in all kinds of things that we do throughout the year. Perhaps things that might be unexpected. So February, for example, is National Grapefruit Month. So during National Grapefruit Month, we always have their grapefruit juice, which they donate to us. And then we do things like sweet and sour grapefruit chicken meatballs, or just totally crazy things for our events. Yeah,
That sounds good.
They are amazing. They
Yeah.
are amazing. Hmm.
So, I mean, that is a wonderful thing about, the Treasure Coast. We do have such amazing local agriculture around here that you can really get just about anything that you want nice and fresh here in the Treasure Coast from the farmlands and stuff like that. We have wonderful, wonderful shops and stores and things like that where you can buy just about anything that you want locally. You can go out and get your wine local straight from the vineyard out at Summer Crush or any of the other wineries and breweries that we have all throughout the Treasure Coast. Fresh food straight from the farm out at Kai Kai Farm, and go check all the history out there at the Heritage Museum. It's so amazing, all of the stuff that you can do here. And then you guys have tours and you guys have special events, and tell us a little bit about like your tour that you do out there at the Citrus Museum.
At the museum, yes. So we are the one and only Indian River Citrus Museum, and we're representing a 205-mile stretch of land that encompasses a little more than just the Treasure Coast. From about West Palm up to Flagler is what is legally designated as the Indian River District. And so our museum celebrates the history of that area. And the reason this citrus is so sweet is it's certain growing conditions that we have in the Indian River Citrus District that aren't necessarily throughout the entire state of Florida, and certainly are not out in California. So I know that many times people think that this is kind of ugly looking, and I suppose compared to a California orange, it might be a little ugly, but don't judge a book by its cover kind of thing, for sure. So the information that we give at the museum, most people don't know that citrus isn't supposed to be in Florida.
Right.
Most people don't know where it truly originates, which we didn't even get to that. There's just all kinds of interesting information to share about this amazing, distinguished citrus.
Absolutely. And, it's really cool to be able to hear about the different histories and stuff like that we have to offer here in the Treasure Coast. And then, with the tours also, like out at Summer Crush, you guys do a full wine tasting and wine tour and everything like that. Like, what could somebody expect if they come out to Summer Crush and spend a day out with you guys out there?
It varies. Excuse me. It varies greatly based on the day that you would attend. So a day like today, during the week, tasting room and gift shop is open, and you could ask if we have the ability to give the tour. Small family winery. Every once in a while, we don't have somebody there that can, treat people around. But most of the time, the tours are available at the time that you're there. But the tastings are always available through all the hours of operation. We're only closed on Mondays, so we're open Tuesday through Sunday, and then we do the live music events. Those are always going to be from 1 to 4 on the weekends, and then also during the week when we do them in season 1 to 4.
I love your tasting room and your gift shop, and I always bring my guests. We leave that a lot. Yeah,
that's our greatest thing for us is
word of mouth and bringing guests.
Bringing somebody that has been there before, saying you're coming with me this time.
Right.
So if you were to come on a weekend, we have the tasting room and gift shop open, and then we also have the live music event happening, and we always have food trucks that are paired with the music events, and then inside of that, you're basically just going to create what you want for the day. You can walk through the vineyard if you like. You're going to interact with our family and with our staff. We're very hands-on with all the customers that come through. And so basically you can take a look at our website at summercrushwine.com and just pick a day that you would like to attend so that you can create the experience you'd like to have. Sounds very similar with Kai Kai, where you could, if you came this day, you might have this experience. If you come this day, you could have this one. So it's unique to see how we adapt and we create all these different little niches of things that you could experience when you attend.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about you having like the family run and family owned vineyard there is that you guys are able to make it a personalized experience. Absolutely. You guys are able to give each and every person that comes through their own special experience. Absolutely. It's really cool. And now, what do you do at Summer Crush? What is it that?
I think it might be a better question to ask.
What we don't do? Yeah.
My official title is tasting room manager, and when we first opened, that was really what we featured was just the tasting room, and then we had the wine tastings. And so, fast forward with the event development and becoming an event destination, and then needing to create more wine, I'm now making the wine, managing the tasting room, working the events, doing mowing when I need to mow, pruning the vines. I mean, it's just basically all inclusive. So anything that the business requires, my daily hat changes, and whatever I plan for that day, if I have a goal, then I go in, and that's completely just thrown out the window. That's just the nature of the business.
Right.
As when you work in the agriculture the way we do, we have to listen to what the business needs that day. So it's cool because I never get bored.
That does make a lot of sense. I mean, and like he said, I'm sure you experience the same kind of thing out at Kai Kai, and with your tours that you have out there and everything like that. What could somebody expect to experience if they come out for a tour out at Kai Kai? What do you guys do for the year?
The tours are usually bundled with farm-to-table dinners.
Okay.
Typically, the tour starts on a dinner day at 4 p.m. and it lasts about an hour and 15 minutes prior to appetizers, and it's just included. And then you sit down for dinner and have a feast. So the other times the public come out to the farm would be basically on Saturdays for the market. And then it would just be a self-guided tour. You just walk around and look at produce in the field.
On the farm, right?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Or on the vine or whatever.
Which not everybody knows about. Not everybody grew up gardening or anything, so it's kind of cool to be able to go and see what you really can grow in Florida.
Yeah, and we host custom tours. Schools, for instance, call us up, and we have 30 kids or whatever. What can you do for us? So it might include a lunch or something like that. So that's how the tours are structured right now. There's not on demand or anything like that. We're not that big. And, we're pretty busy growing.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you've got the actual work itself that's involved, and then you try to work in the tours around that.
You do,
Yeah.
It's a bipolar industry. I mean, hospitality and farming. I mean, it couldn't be more opposite.
Right. Oh, I can only imagine, because I mean, not for nothing. Like even like Alan was saying, you go from what you plan on doing one day, and then this crop might be doing something or something else. Like, oh my God,
something's broken.
Right.
Lots of broken things.
Lots of.
It's just the nature of growing.
Right.
Yeah, you're really relying upon machines and pumps, and it just wears out, and we got to fix that today.
Right.
I mean, it's a big part of it.
But the fact that you guys do open your farms and the vineyard to people to be able to come in and see just what's involved, and to be able to experience and taste the freshness and the quality that we have to offer here in the Treasure Coast is really awesome. Because a lot of farmers, this is my farm, this is my business, this is what I'm doing, just stay out of my way. The fact that you guys, allow people to come in and really experience it and make it friendly for the visitors and the locals is really cool, because it is opening up that new realm to Florida of the agritourism. Because we have our agriculture here in Florida, but to be able to really go and experience it and check it out is a really cool experience.
And I think for the citrus growers, being diversified and allowing family-friendly events and allowing tours, and even some do you-pick events,
And festivals.
I think those kinds of things become important so they can diversify their own businesses because of the challenges that are out there. Some of our local groves, like they're doing farm-to-table dinners now in season as well, and working with a lot of the local farmers in our area.
It's really cool because in agritourism, people want to be connected again with the things that they are consuming. So whether it be the wine or the produce or the citrus, going and being able to see the process from where it grows to you consuming it, people are really drawn to that.
Oh yeah.
Agritourism allows people to feel a part of that and engaged with that, because now it's so, you could go to the store your whole life and just pick something off the shelf and have no idea the process to be able to get that. And the agritourism idea and the concept and everything is wonderful, because it has now created this whole industry of people being able to go and see how they're getting that, where years ago they might have been growing it themselves, but because now we have all this amazing industry of grocery stores and everything where we can just go get what we need.
Yeah.
Or
Getting
what we
back to
want.
that-
Yeah.
Getting back to the roots of that and seeing that process is really, really cool, and people really are drawn to it.
Really, that is true, and especially when when you go and you pick it up off the shelf, you're used to a certain quality, and you know what you're going to get. But when you go out and you taste it fresh off the vine, or right out of the bottle that's coming fresh to you, the quality that you get, you don't realize just how much more flavor and how much more fragrance and how much more taste you're going to have just with getting something that is fresh.
We have people all the time, they say, oh, I don't really care for grapefruit. I don't want to sample that. And we're like, okay, well, let me just pour you a little tiny bit of this grapefruit juice. They taste it and they say, whoa, what was that? I'm like, that's the grapefruit you think you don't like. And
Right.
they're like, can I have more?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with the Pamplemousa.
Pamplemousa.
Even with the Pamplemousa, like, I'm not normally a grapefruit fan, but the flavor in this is fantastic.
It's
like, it's
amazing.
really amazing. Like, I wanted to try it because it is something new and it is local, and the flavor in it is phenomenal.
So Indian River citrus is scientifically proven to be the sweetest in the world. That's one of the distinguishing, Florida citrus, no matter where it comes from, Florida is very juicy because of the
Right.
amount of rain that we have.
Right.
And then on top of that, the local stuff here is scientifically proven by Degrees Bricks, you know that term, to be the sweetest in the world because of our unique growing conditions.
That's amazing. And I'm sure with the unique growing conditions that we do have here, that probably is also beneficial for you both.
It can be and it can't be.
Yeah. You have to learn to work with it, right?
Exactly.
So,
Right.
you play to your assets.
That's the importance of education.
Right.
It's surprising how many visitors at the farm think that we should be growing in the summertime. And why winter? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, Florida's a lot more
we have
comfortable.
To explain to them
Yeah.
that winter is our growing season,
Right.
typically for vegetables, and summer is the off season.
Right.
And then we explain to them why, and it just opens up a whole new thought process for what makes vegetables what they are. For instance, the tomato, it really appreciates having cool nights. The hot days aren't so bad, but if you have hot nights,
Right.
tomatoes just don't taste very good.
And they don't even set fruit
Yeah.
sometimes
Yes,
if it's
yeah.
too hot.
Right.
The
Yeah.
sugar development is really poor.
Yeah.
Have you guys had the folks that come and they ask why you only have one harvest a year? They think that we can control the way the plant grows. In Florida, we think you can have everything year round.
Right.
And so we get a lot of, why aren't you growing and picking the fruit all year?
Right.
Just
Yeah.
more of the learning of agriculture and how it works.
Yeah, we get the same thing. Citrus season is really coming to an end as summer is beginning.
Right.
But we still have guests that come into the museum all the time and they wonder why we don't have the fresh juice samples year round or why don't
Right.
we have the fresh fruit for them to taste year round.
Right.
And you
It's-
want to offer the product at its best. So yes, we can freeze these and sometimes we will freeze them if we know we have a special event
Right.
coming up in the summer. But in general, we want to showcase the best of the best.
When
under
it's in
the-
its highest quality.
When it's at its
Absolutely.
best quality.
And that's one thing about Florida. We do have our summers are, a little bit different than northern summers and things like that. We do get a little bit, we're very wet during the summer and stuff like that with the rainy season, but it does get a lot, quite a bit hotter, quite a bit more humid, stuff like that.
Yes,
So
the humidity,
some of the
yeah.
conditions for growing aren't, ideal then, but you can still go out and check out everything all year long. The ability to be able to see it is still there.
Well, and a lot of folks that come down get sunburned. And so the awesome thing is in my museum, whether it's raining,
Air conditioning.
whether it's raining or whether you're sunburned, my museum
Right.
is always a little nice flavor to your day.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you guys all so much for being here with me today. It's been a wonderful experience to be able to taste and smell and talk to you guys about, everything that the Treasure Coast has to offer with the agritourism and the agriculture that we have here. And, I do want to go ahead and give you guys an opportunity to go ahead and let our guests know anything about your social media pages or websites or how they can get a hold of you to book a tour or just to learn more about what it is you guys have to offer. So Alan Cooley with Summer Crush Winery, please go ahead and let our guests know about, or our viewers know about anything that you guys have coming up or any of your social pages.
Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
You can find all of us, all the information surrounding us at summercrushwine.com. And that's going to be the best way to find out what we have going on weekly with our weekly events. And then we also are on Facebook and a little bit on Instagram. And if you'd like to give us a phone call, the phone number's on the website. When you get to summercrushwine.com, just give us a call. You're going to be probably talking to me or talking to one of our family. So you can get any information, things that you can't find that way, just by giving us a phone call.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again for being here. Carl Frost with Kai Kai Farm. Please go ahead and let our viewers and listeners know what you guys have coming up.
You can locate us on the web at kaikaifarm.com. That's KAIKAIFARM. And our Facebook page is Kai Kai Farm FL. So that's event calendars there, ticket portals there, and the schedule, the markets located. So we have an Instagram page too.
Awesome.
So they're all current, and you can basically get caught up with our history as well. It goes back on Facebook over 10 years.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much once again for being here with us, Carl. It's been a pleasure talking to you about the farm. And with the Indian River Citrus Museum,
Yes.
thank you so much, Heather Stapleton, with
thank
being
you.
here with us today.
It's been
go
fun.
ahead and thank you so much. And go ahead and let everybody know what you guys have coming up, or
sure.
how to
So
reach you.
our museum is open regularly, and we are in Vero Beach, which is really the heart of the Indian River Citrus District. And so our website is veroheritage.org. You can find information about our historic building as well as the museum that's housed inside that historic venue. Of course, we're on all the socials too, and you can find all that on our website. Thanks to COVID, we have started taking private tours.
Okay.
Sometimes folks don't feel comfortable in small spaces with, people they don't know.
Right.
So you can give us a call at 772-770-2263, and we'll get you a private tour of the museum as well.
That's awesome. Thank you so much once again for being with us, Heather. And on behalf of everyone that's here, my name is Joshua Flores. If you are not at all interested in agriculture, agritourism, learning where your best wines come from, trying out new things, enjoying fresh food, then by all means, don't come here.
Cheers.
Cheers.